What up, YouTube? Team Movies here with Blue Sky's latest film, Spies in Disguise, opening tomorrow. I decided to go ahead and do my top 5 favorite anime movies from Blue Sky Films. Now, Blue Skies isn't as great as, like, let's say Pixar or DreamWorks, but they made some pretty good stuff. Like, they don't really have that big, like, lots of movies to, for me to qualify to do a top 10 of. But I really quite appreciate lots of movies from Blue Sky. So, with that being said, here's my 10 favorite movies. Or, not 10, my top 5, my bad. I'm used to doing top 10. So, anyway, here's my top 5 favorite anime movies from the company Blue Sky. Alright, coming in at number 5, it is Ferdinand. Now, this is based on the classic book, and it features the voice of John Cena, who voices Ferdinand, who's this bull who escapes from this training camp in rural Spain after his father ends up never really returning from a showdown with a matador. And he ends up being adopted by this girl who lives on a farm. And so, Ferdinand's like a peaceful existence comes like crashing when the authorities end up returning him to his father's former captors. And he also ends up becoming friends with this wisecracking goat voiced by Kate McKinnon, as well as these three hedgehogs. And they try to find a way to, break him free from before he ends up squaring off against this famous bullfighter named El Primero, who never lost. And this features a really great voice cast. Features the voices of Gina Rodriguez, David Tennant, Bob Cannavale, Anthony Anderson, Jared Carmichael, David Diggs, Peyton Manning, Boris Kojo. Yes, Peyton Manning is actually in this, people. And I really got a kick out of it. I thought it was a really cute anime film. John Cena, I thought he was a great fit for this bull. I mean, he really does sound like a bull when you think about it. And Ferdinand, I never really read the book or anything, but I thought the animation film was kind of pretty good and very underrated too. I really got a kick out of Ferdinand. If you guys haven't really seen Ferdinand by now, give it a go. It's a really good but very underrated anime flick. Alright, coming in at number 4, it is Rio. Now, Rio, of course, about this blue macaw named Blue, voiced by Jesse Eisenberg, who never really learned to fly and lives a happily domesticated life in Minnesota with his human friend named Linda, voiced by Leslie Mann. But he ends up falling for this lone female macaw named Jewel, voiced by Anne Hathaway. And there's also Rio 2, which Rio 2 is a bit of a step down from the first Rio, but Rio is a really cute, fun anime film. Great voice cast, you got the aforementioned Jesse Eisenberg, Jermaine Clement, Jamie Foxx, George Lopez, Wanda Sykes, Tracy Morgan, Rodrigo Santoro. Really decent animation, great music. I mean, it is an anime film that takes place in Rio de Janeiro, and Rio has some really, Rio Brazil has some really interesting music, and there's some really interesting songs that was featured in this, and I believe one of them got nominated for Best Original Songs, if I'm not mistaken. But, yeah, if you guys haven't really seen the Rio movies, go check them out. I mean, still know where we'll ever get Rio 3, but it's been, a couple years since Rio 2, so, Alright, coming in at number 3, it is Horton Hears a Who. Now, this is, of course, based on the classic book by Dr. Seuss, and features a former Dr. Seuss actor, Jim Carrey, who, of course, played the Grinch in, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Now, they actually decided to make this one anime, because if you guys remember, when The Cat in the Hat got released, after that movie got released, Dr. Seuss' estate, and I believe his wife as well, or maybe his kids, or whoever, said that they didn't want, they do not want none of, Dr. Seuss movies live action, so they only went with the animated route. And Horton Hears a Who is really charming. It's not really my favorite out of the Dr. Seuss films that got released, but it does have a great cast. You got Jim Carrey, who voices the elephant Horton. You also got Steve Carell, who voices the mayor of Whoville, Ned McDodd. You also got people like Seth Rogen, Will Arnett, Isaac Fisher, Carol Burnett, Jonah Hill, Dan Foger. You got Joey Kings, Selena Gomez, Jesse McCarthy. Some really interesting, cool cast members are in this, and it's a really cute one, really funny. I mean, the movie got released in 2008, and it sort of went under the radar, but it's a really good one. If you guys never seen Horn Hears a Who yet, go check that one out. Alright, coming in at number 2, it is the Peanuts movie. Now, the Peanuts movie, it's a really terrific one. I mean, it's a shame that that we're probably not going to get a sequel to this, but yeah, the Peanuts movie, of course, based on the, Schultz creation. I mean, this was like the first time in years that Charlie Brown and they came to the big screen, and it features the voice of Will Byers himself, Noah Schnapp, as the voice of Charlie Brown. Of course, you got Snoopy and the Red Baron here. Of course, you got Chris Shanweb who voiced like a poodle that Snoopy ends up swimming with. Yeah, the Peanuts movie is a really terrific one. Still a shame God knows we're ever going to get a sequel to the Peanuts movie. It's pretty underrated. Like, the movie got released in 2005, and it kind of came and gone. But it's a really terrific film. I mean, if you guys haven't seen the Peanuts movie yet, go check it out. I mean, it was pretty cool seeing Charlie Brown and the gang on the big screen, like, for the first time and all. And, yeah, it's a really good one. Alright, now my number 1 favorite movie from Blue Sky is, of course, Ice Age. I mean, you can't go wrong with the Ice Age movies. Now, I admit it did went a little downhill after the first film, but Ice Age is, it is pretty much like, sort of how, Pixar is more famous for, Toy Story, while of course, DreamWorks is more famous for, Shrek. Blue Sky's got, Ice Age. I mean, it has some really interesting characters, like, you got, of course, you got Manny the Mammoth, the Sloth, Sid. You got Dennis Leary as the voice of the Saber-Tooth, Diego. Of course, Ray Romano voices Manny. John Leguizamo was the voice of Sid. Of course, a few other voices that ended up appearing in this, like Queen Latifah, Jack Black. Some really interesting, cast members appear in this throughout. I mean, the Ice Age movies, they're really cute. I mean, of course, come on, you got Scrat in this, who's always trying to get a nut, so there's that. And other voices, you got like Josh Peck appear in this, Sean William Scott, Jennifer Lopez, Drake, Nicki Minaj, I believe, appeared in the last one, if I'm not mistaken. And I mean, Ice Age has been going around since like 2001 or 2002. I can't remember when the first Ice Age got. I think it was 2001, if I'm not mistaken. But still, Ice Age is such a fantastic one. I mean, like I said, the sequels were a little, wasn't as good as the first Ice Age, but I really get a kick out of them. And God knows if we're ever going to see enough Ice Age movies, especially since now Disney acquired the rights for Ice Age. But anyway, I mean, just think of it. Ice Age now belongs to Disney. Just wrap your head around that. Anyway. Alright, that's pretty much it. Let me do the quick round. 5 Ferdinand, 4 Rio, 3 Horton Hears a Who, 2 the Peanuts movie, and 1 Ice Age. Now, they also did that movie, Epic, that got released a couple years back with Jason Sudeikis, Colin Farrell, and Beyonce. That was kind of pretty good. Also, pretty underrated. They also did that movie, Robots. That was pretty good. They also did a couple of shorts, like lots of Scratch shorts. They did like a Ice Age Christmas special. I mean, it's gonna be interesting what else Blue Skies would do after A Spies in Disguise gets released, and especially since now Blue Sky belongs to Disney now. So anyway, let me leave you guys. What are some of your favorite movies from Blue Skies? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This here is Team Movie signing.